Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. President Donald Trump has described talks with Xi Jinping as great after a nearly 2-hour-long high-stakes meeting in Beijing. It's after he was given a huge state welcome outside China's Great Hall of the People in Tiananmen Square. Soon after talks began, Chinese state media released comments by Xi that warned of potential conflict with the US over Taiwan. The self-governed island, claimed by Beijing, is a major source of tension alongside tariffs, competition over tech, and the Iran war. Mr. Trump is joined in Beijing by tech bosses including Tesla's Elon Musk and Nvidia's Jensen Huang.
The longer that the war drags on, in some respects, the more that it benefits China. It keeps the United States distracted away from China's periphery. It leads to further depletion of American munitions and other military resources. And it increases demand for clean energy products, of which China is the world's dominant supplier.
So the U.S. is focused on securing quick commercial wins at this upcoming summit. There's a lot of focus on getting China to promise to buy additional U.S. agricultural products, especially soybeans. The U.S. is looking for these quick economic wins that will be felt by certain communities in the U.S., ideally ahead of November elections, whereas China is looking for concessions on big strategic questions.
One person has been killed and dozens wounded after Russia launched a massive wave of strikes against Ukraine overnight. The overnight barrage followed a major attack on Wednesday, one of the largest Russia has mounted since the start of its full-scale invasion in 2022, with 892 drones launched in 24 hours. It marks the third day in a row Ukraine has reported deaths as Moscow ramps up its assault after a 3-day ceasefire expired on Monday. A South Carolina court has overturned the 2023 murder convictions of Alec Murdaugh, a disgraced lawyer who was convicted of killing his wife and son. The state's Supreme Court ordered a new trial for Murdaugh over the June 2021 killings. Murdaugh has been in prison serving 2 life sentences for the murders of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. Once a powerful lawyer, the 56-year-old and his legal troubles captivated a global audience and inspired documentaries, podcasts, and book deals. In a 5-0 ruling, the South Carolina Supreme Court said Murdaugh deserved a new trial because the local county clerk had unfairly biased a jury against him. The Trump administration will exempt football fans from 50 countries subject to a $15,000 deposit requirement, provided they are traveling to the US for the World Cup with valid match tickets. 5 of these countries, Algeria, Cabo Verde, Ivory Coast, Senegal and Tunisia, have qualified for the tournament to be co-hosted by the US, Canada and Mexico. The bond requirement, introduced last year, was intended to reduce visa overstays, according to a notice published by the State Department. Players and coaches for the tournament were already exempt from the bond requirement, but ordinary fans with confirmed tickets for the World Cup had not been included until now. Dozens of dogs kept in sham animal shelters and used for online scamming have been rescued by police and animal rights organisations in Uganda following an investigation. A suspect has been arrested after 2 adjacent shelters were raided by police. 2 other suspects are said to be at large, according to animal rights activists. Owen Godfrey Membe has pleaded not guilty to a charge of animal cruelty and has been remanded in custody until the 27th of May. Membe is accused of killing an animal in an unnecessarily cruel manner under Uganda's Animals Act. And members of the British Army have parachuted onto the remote Atlantic island of Tristan da Cunha to help a British national with suspected hantavirus. 2 paratroopers jumped in tandem with an intensive care nurse and a specialist doctor. Medical supplies were also delivered. The patient left MV Hondius, the cruise ship hit by the deadly outbreak of the virus in mid-April at Britain's most remote inhabited overseas territory, where he lives. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.